This week in the parish of bourses and market structure, Mur-banned, JSE Growing, TASE Stuns, it's Miller time, SGX Seeks Understanding, and Nasdaq Surveils Kalshi. My name is Patrick L. Young. Welcome to the Bourse Business Weekly Digest. It's the Exchange Invest Weekly Podcast, episode 358. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very brief reduction of highlights amongst the key headlines from the week in market structure. All the analysis of the many events and happenings from the past 7 days can be found in Exchange Invest Daily Subscriber newsletter, the unique guide to the Bourse business sent daily to your inbox. More details at exchangeinvest.com. Over in Bit Carnage, how about never with a hat tip to perhaps the greatest cartoon of the New Yorker in history? Views have been differing on the future of the Clarity Bill. The media seem to think that it might happen. We maintain a dead-on-arrival rating and indeed, therefore, a how about never in terms of it passing, with the Senate having wrapped up already and various Trump priorities ahead of the Clarity Act anyway for the pre-election period in September. If you enjoyed this excerpt, you may be interested to know you can read Bit Carnage every day in Exchange Invest. Alternatively, if you want to follow Bit Carnage, a daily update on happenings in the world of crypto and digital assets, you can find Bit Carnage as a subscriber standalone on Substack. In the top news of the week in the world of exchanges, ADNOC announced an update to their crude pricing methodology. In essence, the market has been Mur-banned. It took ICE a remarkable 504 days to build the exchange, ICE Futures Abu Dhabi, during that Fauci-engineered pandemic to boot, and it took barely a sentence from ADNOC to kill the core product. Unlocking the ADNOC decision is probably beyond our speciality, but it does seem, to put it mildly, be a little aloof in reality. At the same time, ICE has a Dubai contract which is steaming along and will absorb the hit from the Mur-ban.
Thanks for listening to Exchange Invest Weekly. We welcome your feedback. You can contact me directly, patrick@derivativesvision.com, with any comments. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this show, we would welcome you giving us a thumbs up. Or if you have time, a positive review will always be welcome, wherever you find this podcast.
In Singapore, SGX Seeks Understanding, despite long having lacked a clear ability to deliver a media narrative, let alone greater competition. While there's an excellent upgrade for Kalshi users, the prediction markets are deploying Nasdaq's state-of-the-art surveillance systems. Elsewhere, in the very, very zany world of prediction markets, there have been all sorts of upheavals in New York, legal actions, and so forth. Governor Hochul of New York State and Attorney General James have announced that New York has sued Kalshi, provoking an emergency reaction from the CFTC, amongst others. In the Philippines, veteran PSE directors are taking the SEC to court over their term rules. An interesting battle between a former PSE boss, now running the PSEC, so in other words, from the Stock Exchange to the Securities Exchange, and that is leading to a coterie of board members being very aggrieved about the fact they can't stay on the PSE board, apparently. NSE in Nairobi is going to be relocating its headquarters to the GTC office tower. We gave you a heads up on that some 500 issues ago in Exchange Invest. And Hong Kong's IPO fundraising not to be laughed at this quarter, even though Nasdaq has had an incredible time, of course, thanks to the SpaceX IPO. We have, over the course of 7 months, actually beyond a quarter, Hong Kong's IPO fundraising have soared some 154%. Then there was some fascinating research from India Regional Stock Exchange. Trading had dried up even before SEBI pushed for the exit of the regional exchanges. Was it poor management or centralization about a simply unbeatable Mumbai? The answer may be coming soon. If Calcutta relaunches, we'll have another opportunity to see what's what. It was a busy week for results in the parish. All the details were in Exchange Invest Daily, the newsletter no person can afford to be without in capital markets and market structure. For the sake of this podcast, some edited highlights. Miami Exchange, stunning numbers. Net revenue up 35%. EBITDA up 57%. Quite excellent altogether. Wish everybody else had had the same sorts of numbers. All the results were in Exchange Invest Daily during the course of the last week. Sign up now at exchangeinvest.com. New markets, interesting news. Options Exchange Group planning to enter the US listed options market as an exchange operator. Former Dash Management looking to engineer a new ground up tech platform to compete in the frenzy of competition and growth, which is US single name options trading. Over in deals, not so busy, but one interesting closure. Cboe completed their sale of Cboe Australia to Canada's TMX Group. Meanwhile, if you fancy some financial insights with moving pictures, check out our live stream, Tuesdays 5 o'clock London time, midday New York time. It's the IPO-VID live show. Catch the back episodes on LinkedIn and YouTube at IPO-VID. And don't forget, of course, IPO-VID is paid for thanks to the largesse of Exchange Invest. Exchange Invest is now a 7-day-a-week platform. You can subscribe free of charge to the weekend on Saturdays and Sundays, or you can subscribe for the water cooler of the bourse business, the Exchange of Information, which is our subscriber product that pays for all of these ancillary activities. Sign up for either or both, including a free 7-day trial to the subscriber daily at exchangeinvest.com. Our book of the week this week, The Middle Class Millionaire, The Rise of the New Rich and How They're Changing America by Russ Allen Price and Lewis Schiff, examines the far-reaching impact of the middle class millionaires, people who enjoy a net worth ranging from $1 to $10 million and have earned rather than inherited their wealth. Product news, lots of exciting things. Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE, launched their closing auction sessions. The market stayed stable on day one, although there were some worries about a degree of volatility. The SEC of Pakistan has formed a working group to develop the corporate debt market. Future Sports and the NHL have announced an exclusive partnership to create broad-based indexes around hockey. And the NSE indices have launched a nifty India Defence Equal Weight Index. Technology news, worrying event in Brazil. B3 had an outage, hitting the stock exchange at a crucial moment, particularly as competition is growing there. While a fascinating tech ramp-up by new JSE CEO Valdine Reddy, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange has tripled its software spend in a push for a more digital marketplace. Fabulous news leads in career paths. We mentioned at the top of the show today, it's Miller time. The new chairman of the regulator of New Zealand, the FMA, is James Miller. Magnificent news. The man who brought NZX from torpor into the future will now go to the regulator, which has had its share of scandals in recent times. Bravo, New Zealand. Great news altogether. Really delighted to see James Miller back in the parish. Vikas Goel, meanwhile, congratulations to him. He's taking over from Aaron Rast as MD and CEO of NCDEX, the National Commodity Derivatives Exchange of India, at the crucial moment when NCDEX is looking to expand into equity and exchange-traded equity derivatives markets, as well as reinvigorating its commodity base. Aaron Rast has had a great legacy. All the very, very best to Vikas Goel. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, outgoing NCDEX CEO Aaron Rast will be speaking at the AFM Trends Day Conference in Valletta on Malta, November 12th and 13th, which we are hosting. Reserve your place online at the AFM website right now, or drop by exchangeinvest.com to find the appropriate link to sign up. Finally, at EEX, Tobias Paulin has assumed the role of CEO. That means that he's taking over from the epic, probably the best German manager we've seen in the parish of exchanges ever, Peter Reitz, who departs EEX, having built a true global powerhouse. Meanwhile, well, it's not just in big world, but throughout the world in general, actually, ladies and gentlemen. A zero shock headline is an understatement for this one from Bloomberg this week. People trust AI more than politicians to speak the truth. And on that mysterious and magnificent note, thank you for listening to this EI Weekly Podcast number 358. Join us daily via exchangeinvest.com, or if you have a new exchange you'd like built, get in touch. My name is Patrick L. Young, and I wish you a great week in life and markets.
This show relates to the business of bourses. It is not to be construed as investment advice, nor are we making any investment recommendations. Please consult an investment advisor before you make any investments, and for goodness sake, do your due diligence and do not make investments without complying with the regulations in your home state. Exchange Invest cannot be held responsible for any investment decisions made as a result of our program, which is for entertainment purposes only. The material herein is copyright Patrick L. Young at the date of publication, while our music and sound effects are sourced from copyright-free sources. Thanks for listening to Exchange Invest Weekly, the exchange of information.